So this is basically like track 101. You just got the track and you got your first couple of practices. First thing you're going to want to do is get to know every inch of your track, because you want to be prepared to know all the nooks and crannies of it when you end up like being hit really hard and charging really fast and stuff like that. So the first thing we're going to work on is crossovers, just like you would do on a flat track, where you're going like this, crossing over, but you're doing it here on the track, and you do lots of side to side here on the track, just sort of getting to know like every part of it. So you start off right here and you're like going up, down, steadying yourself, going up. Okay, so you do the side to side action. The trick to it is you want to stay like real nimble, real agile, light on your feet, so that you got like lots of bounce in your knees, so that you're not like, and then just falling off of it sideways. So we're going to do the same thing with crossovers now. So the importance of that is on the track, you have to be able to move sideways, laterally, while you're skating, because if you just turn and let gravity take over, if you want to go somewhere, you end up off the track. Example. If I want to go that way, and I just point that way, I'm no longer on the track. I want to go that way, so I go that way. And I'm there. And rolling looks like this. And if you want to make a drill out of that, you have a whole line of people doing it. They have to cross each other without banging into each other. So the people who start off low, down here, move up high, while the people who start off high come down low. Then you want to practice it as a pack too. So you've got the whole pack moving up, whole pack moving down. You're going to be falling a lot. Better to practice on your own terms, build up that muscle memory so that you're used to it when it actually just happens. So good ways to practice falling. Slide out on your butt. You want to practice the rolling fall. I'll show you what that means. I'm going to slide out. I'm going to be skating. I'm going to get low first. I'm going to slide out with my feet in front of me. I'm not going to rely on my hands for anything. I'm going to throw a 4, which means my legs are in the shape of a 4. I'm going to boost myself up without my hands. The reason for this is because if you are using your hands to get up, if your hand's back there behind you, somebody can crunch into it. Saw Demolicious get her arm broken that way. If your fingers are out on the floor, they're gonna get run over. Things move fast on the bank track, so it's best to be prepared. So here's what it looks like in motion. So as you fall and slide out, you wanna make sure to try to get the fuck up before you lose your momentum. Okay, now we're gonna practice the rolling fall. I'm gonna go down, slide out on my knees. I'm gonna turn like this and aim my right shoulder at the floor. And then once my right shoulder's there, I'm gonna roll with it. Or my left shoulder, as the case may be. So the whole idea is, you get low, you hit a shoulder, you go down, get back up without your hands. As a drill, you can use that like, you got a whole pack skating together, have the people in the front go down, everybody else needs to go over them. Meantime, they need to learn how to not only go down, but hurry up and catch back up with the pack. So I guess our next step would be going over people. So we'll do that. Okay, so if I'm gonna jump, I'm skating, there's a couple ways I can do it. The first way is I have both my legs together. I spring down, bring my knees to my chest, and then spring back down again to absorb the impact. So I go like this. I got spring down, knees to the chest. Literally, try to hit yourself in the tits with your knees, and then spring back down. And a blow-up doll can be a great thing to jump over. You could also use body pillows. Or humans, that's even better. A little trick about that is you keep your hands where you can see them, at least in the beginning, even if you don't do that way forever, just so you know they aren't like flaying all around, because if your arms try to help you by flying and they go backwards, you go backwards. And the idea is to keep your weight centered. The other jump we're gonna do is the ninja jump. So you use your regular skating stride for this. One leg's gonna be back behind you. The next one's gonna come up. You want this leg to try to meet it, so you're making like a chair in the air with the shape of your body. It's sort of 90-degree angle. And they both come down together. And it looks like this. The trick with that one is to kind of launch off the back leg if you can get a good spring up. So just like on the flat track, you want to work on your maneuverability, being able to like own the whole track when it's you there by yourself, and to use it with your teammates when you're both there together. So you need to be able to move laterally, not only with the crossing over and the side to side, but also you want to do like a little serpentine action like you would on the flat track. So it's like this. Always looking back behind you. So the whole time I'm doing that, I'm practicing looking back behind me. Because it's one thing to have your body doing it and in practice without your head. It's another thing to be doing it in the game, needing your focus to be in two places at once. So if you always practice looking forward, you don't see what's going on behind you. So even in practice, be looking back behind you. Okay. As far as skating the track, the term skating the track means to be going high in the sides, which is up near the rail, and low in the turns, which is down near the floor. And the reason that you do that is because the track is kind of contoured to help your speed if you do it that way. You want to make sure that your feet, as you skate, are pushing back behind you. So you're going to get a good push back when you skate. If you can get your toe to point back behind you, great. You're going to push off the inside of your foot so that you get a good full extension and help your momentum. And then if you can throw a couple of those like crossover hop things, it'll help your speed also. So this is skating the track, high in the sides, which means up close to the rail, and low in the turns, which means down near the floor. Okay, so you notice that the derby stance with your stride, instead of being broken at the waist and skating like this, you try to do a little more of this. Let your knees absorb more of the impact, get nice and squishy in them, and then you get low by putting your ass a little bit lower instead of your chest. You see the difference where if my chest is low, I'm still low, but if my ass is low, I've got a better posture for skating. Next thing I work on, you would never use it in a game. Not if you're skating by regular derby rules, but it's fun to know, just to know it, how to get off the track in a fly over the rail kind of a way. Again, not for a game, unless you're playing stage roller derby, which we're not, but it's still kind of fun to know. Okay, so just like if you were doing a cartwheel, it starts like one hand goes over, under, one goes over, the leg goes over, other leg just follows it. Except over here, I got one hand under the rail, the other hand touches the lip on the other side, and then my legs go over. So I grab under, over, legs go over. Now you don't want to work on this in the turns where the track is really tall. You want to work on this in the straightaway where the track is really short, closer to the ground. So my right hand, because I'm right hand dominant, if you're left hand dominant, start with the left. But my right hand goes under, my left hand reaches for the lip on the other side of the rail, right here. And then my legs just do what comes natural, which is for this knee that's bent, stays bent, this one comes over, and then the left one follows afterwards. Just like a round off, or cartwheel. So that's it for right now. Since we're just starting off on the bank track in San Diego, a couple of things to note. You're gonna get blisters on completely different parts of your feet, especially from standing like this. You're gonna be leaning a lot on your inside ankles, like so. So I recommend wearing some kind of like ace bandage or something in the beginning, but that's just a start, and it'll get more and more exciting from here. The end.